This is arguably one of the worst times to be bearish on Bitcoin. And honestly, the trap that we are creating right now, once again, has happened many times before in the market. And in this video, I want to tell you why you shouldn't get fooled right now. What are the levels I am looking at to maybe potentially say, okay, now if we break below this level, I think it's a good time to be bearish. I'm going to be exactly talking about that. The major reasons why Bitcoin will likely still continue higher. I'm going to give you guys a big update on the liquidity flows in the world because yes, it is expanding, but at a very rapid pace right now here. I opened up some new trades on altcoins and much more will be discussed on today's update video. So don't forget to slap that like button back above 1000 likes. That will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards today's video. So first of all, we did saw a slight little dump coming in towards the Saturday due to the fact that Trump was announcing potentially a 50% tariff on the European Union. And straight away after, Bitcoin of course dumped and actually it came back towards this upward sloping support line. And I mean, so far, every single time whenever we have touched this level, we have seen a bounce for Bitcoin. But really what we're looking at right now here is just that major breakout above that previous high here. And basically what we're seeing right now is somewhat of a trap getting created. I mean, Bitcoin already broke towards a new all-time high, broke above the previous range high, and of course what we can clearly see is that the amount of selling is not necessarily there right now, and we can clearly see this from on-chain data. And honestly, every single time before we break above an all-time high or are about to be breaking above an all-time high, we do see such a similar trap here. And I mean, last time around, it did happen a little bit differently. But of course, history doesn't always exactly repeat, but it does often rhyme. And honestly, I've been talking about this level for a very long time right now here. And I've been talking about my targets also for a long time. And I still do really think that Bitcoin is about to create an absolutely god candle towards 140,000 US dollars to potentially 130,000 US dollars. And really, that is going to be the range where I want to be scaling out of the market, but currently it isn't. And I really think it's a very bad timing to be bearish. We are seeing a break above the high. We're seeing a retest. We're seeing Bitcoin holding strong above 108,000 US dollars. And for me, the only reason to be bearish right now on the market is if Bitcoin breaks this upper sloping trend line. If we do break this trend line, I think maybe we should be a little bit more cautious. We could come down a little bit lower, but really all the indicators, just like the funding rate indicator as well, are still suggesting that Bitcoin is going to go much higher. We're seeing the funding rates being negative, which means that basically the majority of the traders are trading short and the market is not overheated at this moment of time. And as soon as the market does get overheated, then it's a good time to go out of the market. We are seeing future open interest hitting new all-time highs, and with the funding rates being negative, it basically means that we could be in for a major short squeeze on the market. And yes, whenever that of course happens, we could see that absolute gold candle on Bitcoin. However, right now it is still weekend. We are going to get a very important speech from Jerome Powell later today here. That's probably because the US stock market is closed tomorrow. Also, we are seeing big rumors coming out that BlackRock is right now pushing the SEC to approve the Ethereum staking ETF. And honestly, whenever that is going to get accepted, Ethereum is absolutely going to be flying. It's still in this consolidation range right now, but whenever it's going to be breaking outside either the top side or the lower side, we could be in for that next major move in the market. Like most of the viewers know, I am still in a long position. I even opened up a new trade on Ondo. Let me know if you want to be copying my exact trade here. Then I can leave a link in tomorrow's video in the description. But really, I think Ondo is a very great altcoin to be trading right now here. I'm very excited for that pair. And honestly, if you don't feel like copying any trades here, if you go to the highest link description of today's video right now, sign up an account to Pionex, you will get a free 30 towards $100 rewarded towards your account instantly up on registration. So make sure to check that out in the link description of today's video. Further on, I do want to be discussing some charts on Bitcoin that are actually right now suggesting we are still at the beginning of this move here. I mean, you can see the last time we had such a crossover was over here on the weekly time frame. Now, once again, we're seeing the crossover, and honestly, this could be the beginning of that next leg towards the upside. We are seeing on the weekly time frame finally this breakout, and actually all the times this has happened before, Bitcoin has absolutely be flying towards the upside. And also, if I'm looking at all these other charts, just like the 2-week MACD here on Bitcoin, you can see whenever we had that crossover, it marked the bottom of the bear market. Whenever we had that crossover again, it marked the beginning of the rally higher. And now we are about to see another crossover on the 2-week time frame. It shows you there's even more strength in Bitcoin right now than we already thought was possible. So that is of course looking ultimately very great here. Bitcoin is still in the right part of the cycle to increase in value. However, we are coming at more and more dangerous stages in the market. The more time is going to continue to potentially say, okay, now it's going to be the top of the 4-year cycle. But of course, whenever that's going to be happening, you will be the first one to know here. 2 days ago, I uploaded a video about altcoin season has begun. And in this video, I basically explained all the timings for altcoin season, which is the time to be, of course, expect altcoins to do well, and which is the time to absolutely go out of altcoins. I discussed it all in that video. Make sure to watch it ASAP because it's quite important to understand that kind of video. So yeah, further on, I want to be discussing the fact that right now, if I'm looking also at the MVRVZ score, which is basically an under/overvalued metrics, we are clearly not being overvalued yet here. But of course, whenever we are overvalued, it is a great time to be exiting the market. Then at the same time, we have seen, of course, a record week on the spot Bitcoin ETF. And we have seen almost a record week on the gold ETF in terms of outflows. So really, money is flowing out of gold into Bitcoin. And that is, of course, something absolutely amazing. And right now, Bitcoin still looks to be coiling up here on this major trend here. We're seeing almost no volume yet. And really, we can also really see that reflected from the realized profit, right? We don't really see retail entering the market yet here. It is more these ETF issuers like BlackRock. They are buying the most of Bitcoin. And that is why we are increasing so quickly. Just look at the amount of money they've been buying. Right now, ever since the launch of the ETF, which is about 1.5 years right now already, they've bought over $45 billion worth of Bitcoin. So absolutely insane amounts of buying pressure entering the market over here. And that is, of course, one of the reasons why Bitcoin has been so strong. Ethereum, like I said earlier, is still consolidating. And really, we are seeing that BlackRock is trying to push for the staking ETF here. And whenever that is going to be happening, their holders of the Ethereum ETF are going to be absolutely very, very happy. And like you can see, we are starting to see some inflows on the Ethereum ETF again here. So maybe they do know something we don't here. I mean, I've been rapidly accumulating Ethereum in this region. And really, like I said many times before here, I do think Ethereum is going to be doing the best at the end part of this cycle. So this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, learn something from this video, slap on that like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.